We are going to solve the rational equation. So first of all, let's factor x squared minus 4x minus 5. Therefore, what we have is we have 3x over x minus 5 minus 2x over x plus 1 is equal to negative 42 over. Now let's see, we are going to factor this one. So x squared minus 4x minus 5. X squared we can factor as x times x. So that would be x times x. We're going to find two numbers multiplied together give us 5, which is 1 and 5. So since we want to get negative 4, the 5 have to be negative. The 1 have to be positive. Now we say if we can get rid of the denominator, that would be easy for us. So why don't we find the LCD and multiply LCD on the numerator so that we can use the LCD to cancel the denominators. So the LCD for this one, that would be x minus 5, x plus 1. Now let's multiply it. Multiply x minus 5, x plus 1. We multiply x minus 5, x plus 1. X minus 5, x plus 1. Now the good thing to do so is we can cancel the denominator x minus 5 and x minus 5 cancelled so that we get 3x times x plus 1. Now x plus 1 cancel with x plus 1, so we get minus 2x times x minus 5. It's equal to x plus 1 cancelled, x minus 5 cancelled, we get negative 42. So now what we can do is we can distribute 3x into x plus 1. 3x times x, that will give us 3x squared. 3x times 1, that will be just 3x. Now we can distribute negative 2x into x, that will be minus 2x squared. Negative 2x times negative 5, negative is a positive 10x, equal to negative 42. Now what we can do is we combine like terms. 3x squared minus 2x squared, that give us single x squared. 3x plus 10x, that give us 13x, equal to negative 42. Now we say we are going to put everything one side, so we are going to add 42. Make sure we are using the opposite signs. So we are going to add 42 on both sides. Therefore we get x squared plus 13x plus 42 equal to 0. Well, let me put over here. So this is a trinomial again. So in order to do that, we can factor it. X squared we can factor as x times x. We are going to find two numbers multiplied together give us 42. And combine them together give us 13. So that will be 6 and 7. Since we want positive 13, so they have to be both positive. Therefore, we get either x plus 6 equal to 0 or x plus 7 equal to 0. Now, we subtract 6 on both sides. X that will equal to negative 6. We subtract 7 on both sides. That will be x equal to negative 7. Now, well, after we do these, we say, look at the question again. We say solve for x, which we did, and check. Now, the next step we are going to do is do the check. So I would suggest you use the calculator to do the check, since this is a rational equation, like more complicated. So here we go. Let me give you more space to do the check. Maybe let's do check x equal to negative 6. So we are going to plug in negative 6 into the original equation. The original equation is 3x, then we replace x by negative 6, over x minus 5, that would be negative 6 minus 5, minus 2x, that would be 2 times negative 6, over x plus 1, that would be negative 6 plus 1. Is that equal to negative 42? over x squared. Well, x squared, that would be negative 6 squared minus 4 times negative 6 minus 5. Now, well, negative 3 times negative 6, that give us what? Give us negative 18, is it? So we have negative 18 over negative 6 minus 5, that would be negative 11, minus 2 times negative 6 is negative 12, over negative 6 plus 1, that would be negative 5. So is that equal to negative 42 over negative 6 squared? That would be negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. Negative 4 minus 6, that would be negative times negative is a positive. 4 times 6 is 24 and minus 5. Now, I will use the calculator, try to solve it. So on the left hand side, plug these into the calculator. Now to simplify this one, what you can do is negative divided by negative is positive. Negative divided by negative is positive. This one turns to be positive, turns to be positive. Let me pull out the calculator. So 18 over 11. So you can hit enter. Minus, well, minus, let's take a look. 12, oops, I'm sorry. That would be 12, I'm sorry. 12 over 5, okay. 12 over 5. So on the left hand side, we get negative 7, negative 0.7636. So we get negative 0.7636. Now on the right hand side, use the calculator to try this one. So well, you can use the calculator. Let me drag it up a little bit. So that would be negative 42 divide, make sure you put down the parentheses, 36 plus 24 and minus 5. Close the parentheses, hit enter. So as you can see on the left hand side, we get negative 0.7636. On the right hand side, we also get negative 0.7636. So left hand side equal to the right hand side, therefore checked. So this side is also equal to negative 0.7636. Since left hand side equal to the right hand side, so x equal to negative 6, checked. Now let's move to the next page to check x equal to negative 7. So let's do the check. Check x equal to negative 7. So again, we're going to replace x by negative 7. So that will be 3x, 3 times negative 7, over x minus 5. That would be negative 7 minus 5, minus 2x, 2 times negative 7, over x plus 1. That would be negative 7 plus 1. Is that equal to negative 42 over x squared? That would be negative 7 squared, minus 4x, that means 4 times negative 7, minus 5. Now let's try the basic computations. 3 times negative 7, that would be negative 21, over negative 7 minus 5, that would be negative 12, right? So, well, what else we need to do is we keep going. We do minus 2 times negative 7, that would be negative 14, over negative 7 plus 1, that would be give us a negative 6. Is that equal to negative 42 over negative 7 squared? That would be negative 7 times negative 7 is positive 49. 7 times 4 is 28. So negative times negative is a positive, plus 28 minus 5. Now again, to save time, let's use calculator to do it. Again, this one, negative times negative cancel with negative, so we get positive. Negative cancel with negative, so we get positive. So let's pull out the calculator and testing what's on the left hand side. So left hand side is 21 over 12 minus now here we go, 14 over 6, 14 over 6. So on the left hand side we get negative 0.5833. So on the left hand side we get negative negative 0.5833. Now on the right hand side, let's do the right hand side. We have negative 42 divide by, make sure we use the parentheses. Now if you look at it, divide by 49 plus 28 and minus 5. Close the parenthesis, and now you hit enter. So we get negative 0.5833 is the same thing as the right hand side. So let's write it down. So last one is also equal to negative 0.5833. So that left hand side equal to the right hand side, that means x equal to negative 7. It's one of our solution. Last one checked. So now we verify these both are good. Now what else we need to do is, if you look at the question wants us to state the restriction on the variables. Now the restriction on the variable, since this is a rational equations, this is rational, in other words this is a fraction, the denominator cannot equal to 0. So that what we are going to do, so let me erase a little bit. I need a little bit time and a little bit space over here, so let me erase this portion. So state the restrictions. Well, state the restrictions. Since we say this is a fraction, the denominator cannot equal to 0. So first one, x minus 5 cannot equal to 0. X minus 5 cannot equal to 0. Let's solve for x. Therefore, x cannot be 5. We add 5 on both sides. The second one, okay? The second one, 2x over x plus 1. The denominator is x plus 1, so that x plus 1 cannot be 0. X plus 1 cannot equal to 0. So that x is equal to, cannot equal to negative 1. We minus 1 on both sides. Then finally, the last piece is x squared minus 4x minus 5. So this piece also cannot equal to 0. So x squared minus 4x minus 5 cannot equal to 0. So that we factor this one. So factor as x times x. 5 we can do 1 times 5. So well, we want negative 4, so 5 have to be negative, 1 have to be positive, cannot equal to 0. Make sure cannot equal to 0. So x plus 1 cannot equal to 0, or x minus 5 cannot equal to 0. Therefore, x cannot equal to negative 1, and x cannot equal to 5. So that's the restriction. Therefore, overall, we know our solution. So in this case, therefore, our solution is x equal to negative 6 and x equal to negative 7. And the restriction is x cannot be 5, x cannot be negative 1. Since they are repeated, we are not going to write it one more time. Okay? So the restriction, which is x cannot, well, maybe you can write it down. Restrictions x cannot equal to 5, x cannot equal to -1. Okay, that's it.